What's up, boys? You know what time it is. We got a doozy this week for our Week 12 matchup preview. That's right, it's Week 12. We only have 3 more game weeks until the regular season is over and the playoffs start. A heads up, if you're in the league, December 14th is a Sunday. It is the Week 15 Sunday. That is the first week of the playoffs. And it also is the 11 versus 12th place game determining our loser. A couple of us think it would be awesome if we could get together that day. Maybe 4 or 5 o'clock something, catch the end of the 3 o'clock games, get into the 7 o'clock, see how it goes. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe we can do it at the house. We'll figure that out. But Week 12, what we're looking at here, we have a doozy. We have a doozy of a week, and particularly one game that I'm thinking of that has a major playoff implications. But first, let's check out your boy the Commish versus Will here. I do fortunately catch Will without Achan. Achan is on a bye week, so I do catch him without him. But nevertheless, he still has Lamar Jackson and James Cook, Rashee Rice and Zay Flowers, and Brock Bowers and Roma Dunze. So not a big problem for him. I am technically projected to win, but if you've been following for more than a couple of weeks, you know, or even since last week, because it happens to me every week, projected means nothing to my team. I do get Daniel Jones back off a bye, but he is randomly questionable today. So we'll see how that goes. Also, the big story for me is Josh Jacobs is just probably definitely out for this game. And then I've got my kicker and tight end on a bye. I was able to pick up Cade Otton and Chris Boswell from a while back, so we should be good to go there. If my team does what they're supposed to, which they never do, I'll be fine, but if not, we're going to have trouble here. I do have to run with Kenneth Walker and Kenneth Gainwell. Gainwell crushed last week, but that was because I'm gonna forget his name while I'm talking about it, but the starting running back for the Steelers was out for a short period of time, and he did all right. So maybe something like that will happen again. Maybe Justin Jefferson will remember how to play football. Amon-Ra should go off. Tet hopefully continues that from 33 last week, so we'll see how that goes. Not a whole lot of playoff implications here. If he loses, he's still in the mix. If I lose, I am in big trouble for almost, maybe potentially even being in trouble for that 11th place game. Next, we've got Dylan versus Aaron. This is a huge gap here, and he does have his players in. What happened here is both Drake London and Marvin Harrison are listed as out. 0 points from those guys right there in the projected category, so he has to roll with Hollywood Brown and I forget who the other one was. Was it Worthy? Some lower tier stuff here, and then Mooney, which Mooney shouldn't be too bad if London's not playing, but we'll see how that goes. Dylan's been on a streak here, I believe 3 straight, but as is Aaron, our number 1 seed at the moment. So we'll see if he can continue that with the sick, nasty trio in which Jamar Chase is currently suspended. So we'll see how that goes. He should still be able to pull it out, but we'll see. Then we got another pretty large spread in 23. Drew doing the best he can here with Dobbs and Kamara. Looks like he's got Sutton out and Vidal out due to bye week. So a bit of a Bye-Mageddon across our league for some of these players. Blake running with Brock Purdy since Bo Nix is on a bye. And he gets Jonathan Taylor back after a week off. So he should be nice and rested. And here we go. Not only is this our closest matchup in percentage, projected 116.6 versus 117.5. This is a gargantuan matchup when it comes to the last couple of playoff spots. 1 through 4, pretty set in stone, all with like 97+% chances to make the playoffs. That would be Will, Aaron, Alex, and Blake in no particular order. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm throwing my hand in there. Is 5 and 6 way up in the air. We have a 5 versus 6 here. The winner of this puts themselves in a fantastic spot to continue to solidify their playoff run. The loser of this is in trouble. The loser of this is in trouble because it's sort of a 3-way tie here for these last 2 spots. And we'll see how it goes. I personally need Dale and Ryan to lose out. And I need to win out to even have a chance. I'm still saying, so you're saying there's a chance? Yes, I'm saying there's a chance. Got a 10% chance. The winner of this game puts themselves in a really good spot. The loser of this game will be fighting for that 6th spot with Ryan. We'll get to that here in a second. But 6 and 5 teams, 5 versus 6, 116 versus 117. We got Drake May, the number 1 quarterback, versus a pretty solid squad here. Rico Dowdle, obviously the biggest pickup ever. Rolling with Sam Darnold this week. Derrick Henry, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, the Dallas Cowboys 2.0. Looks like we got some players on the bench here. Ooh, another Bye-Mageddon game. We got like 4+ people. Waddle's out. I don't know if he was playing Washington. But we got Warren. Jalen Warren was the player, the starter for Pittsburgh. So, I mean, I love Dale, but I need your running back to not do well. I need you to lose out, but you're my boy. Both of these are my boys. Eric used to be my neighbor. I mean, huge matchup. Humongous matchup. Do we have anybody playing tonight? Tonight is Bills, Texans. We do have Nico Collins here. Let's see who else we got. I think that might be it. So Nico Collins playing here. That game should start in a minute. I'm way late here on my video today, but it'll be okay. Next, we have another really, really good matchup, 124 versus 129 in Alex and Ryan. What's up for grabs here for Alex is seeding. If he loses, he goes to 7 and 4, which would be more or less a tie. 8 and 4. So I think he's still solid in that 2nd spot. If Blake wins, he goes to 8 and 4. Okay. So the loss here would leave him solidly in a 2nd place tie with Blake, and points 4 would give the differentiator there, which I believe Blake is always going to have because the boy just slings it. We got Ryan at 129, which is in that 7th spot. Remember, 6 and 5 is Eric at 5th, Dale at 6th, Ryan at 7th. These next few games are going to determine those last 2 playoff spots. And the winner, if he wins this, he's in a really good spot. If he loses, he'll be up against the loser of Eric and Dale, fighting out those last 2 games to see who makes those last 2 spots. You love to see it. He's rolling with Jackson Dart, who's back off a concussion. Of course, Bijan and Chase Brown have been epic for him. We're rolling with Alec Pierce at Indiana. I'm hoping he does well because I have Daniel Jones there. And then we got A.J. Brown, who is always up or down, but we'll see what happens there. He's got Herbert on a bye, McConkey on a bye, the Chargers D on a bye, and then Alex has Deebo Samuel on a bye. So and a lot of questions here. So we will see what happens here. If that Ryan is able to win, he puts himself in a fantastic spot for that. And we are going live here because the game just started. Who do they have? Nobody playing tonight for these two. And then finally, we got a very significant battle for Grayson. He has to win this in order to stay out of this 11th spot. If he does not win this, it does not look good. But I wouldn't hold on. I wouldn't give up hope yet. You have some players that can throw down. Olave and Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has thrown down 40 this year as a quarterback. That's crazy. You got Shakir playing tonight. We'll see what he does. And then we got Matt Prater over here on Buffalo as the kicker for Jake. The projected is 119 versus 111. Jake has won his first game since week 3, so we'll see if that streak continues. You got JCM on a bye, Quentin Johnston on a bye. Well, she hasn't been that great lately anyways, but a pretty good matchup here just to start us off. I do want to go back through real quick and see if anybody else is playing. So he's got James Cook tonight. Will has James Cook tonight. Dylan has Schultz, the tight end for the Texans. Aaron has the Texans defense. Your brave pal putting them up against Buffalo. And then we got nobody playing here and nobody playing here. So we'll text during the game. Check it out. I'll be getting this video out here probably in the next few seconds. And then let's just check these standings one more time and see what we got. We have a two-way tie for first, 8-3 with Aaron and Alex. We have a two-way tie for this third and fourth spot here with Blake and Will. And then this is what I was talking about. This right here. This right here is exciting stuff. Do what you can. The playoff picture is making itself more and more clear. These last 2 spots are still up for grabs. Don't quit. Keep playing. We'll watch out, and then watch out for that text for week 15, boys. Let's watch the Bills and Texans, and we'll catch you Sunday. Thanks.